Open. I will just start recording this as well. We are still inside last Friday's ETH low. That traded yesterday. It's halfway back. And that is actually an RTH draw. RTH sloppy. H kind of like the king there, yes. Halfway back, held really nice. I think we may have finally got above. We're still below true trend, but it's trying to range higher. I think if you clear this triangle momentum highs at 25.12s, we should hopefully start to turn green on the true trend. But until then, I probably won't do a great deal. Hoping we do actually get some sort of momentum up, or else it is going to be trying to follow those shorts down from yesterday. Had a full, as well as an ETH, it went all the way to the negative 100. Sayman Canoe low traded the 62, and you're inside the next Sayman Canoe low. Really tricky here. You've rejected that 50. You've never traded the 62, so be down to the bulls to see if they can push into this 140s. And then if we do get that, I would imagine pullback longs will be valid. Sorry, I was just doing some testing on the mic just to make sure the noise gate wasn't cutting off the audio too quickly. Hopefully that sounds better tomorrow. We got the market open. Place your bets, long or short, baby. Hi, Christian. You all good? Welcome. Nice to see you've been attending more frequently. Well, you may have been attending before. I don't always see who's in the chat. I'm here every day. Good man. Love to see it. Trying to earn a living, 100%. Respect the hustle. Good morning, CMP family. Let's get it. And for those who are a little bit more new to the markets, remember, as I said, I hate to keep repeating myself, but there are going to be weeks where I say low expectations, and those are the weeks that most of the time when I say low expectations, it normally ends up being a pretty slow week. So just look out for when I say stuff like that. I don't just say it for the hell of it. I do say it for typically when you have news at the end of the week, not the latter, the opposite to latter. My mind has gone blank. The start of the week tends to be a little bit slower, and you don't really get huge moves. I know we got that breakdown yesterday, but apart from that, very small moves on the daily. So don't be too harsh on yourself if you've either not traded that very well this week or you've not traded hardly any like me. I've only really taken one trade on stream. So some weeks, like I say, I was actually having this conversation with a friend of mine who's a trader as well. And he was like, some of his months are made in one day. Some of his months are made in a couple of days. So it's one of those things where I think, especially with all these prop firms, they make it have to be consistent every single day. But unfortunately, trading is so sporadic. Some days you could be up a couple thousand, some days you could be up $200, some days you could be literally you earn nothing. So I don't think every day is the same, unfortunately. So just have to take the rough with the smooth and just accept every day is different. Yes is slightly strong on the NQ on the open. Do you trade on one account? So this week I have traded live one account, and then I took a trade off stream which was on 5 accounts, but there were 5 evaluation accounts. So I don't really care about trading those in groups. But on stream, just one account live. I need the longs. That's what I need. If NQ can provide that for me, then I'll be a happy man. We are still bullish on the daily. It's just you've got to be so surgical with trying to go long when you've had trades like yesterday where a lot of people, I don't want to say maybe thought this was a clean short, because obviously it went down, but just because a trade goes in that direction doesn't always mean it's a clean trade. So I'm going to say it's not a clean trade, but I know there will be some people out there saying that was an A+ short. So I don't want to step on anyone's toes, but it just makes it a lot harder to capture the long after a move like that because there's so many people trying to participate. So I will be strict with my entry, but as soon as we start going into the true trend, which we haven't yet, I will look to see if we are going to hold, but I probably will wait till maybe 10 o'clock. Just wait for that first half an hour to trade, feel the waters a little bit, and then just see. Hopefully we'll have we will have a new, you have to remember, every 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, you have the new 4-hour range. So it's quite important because it actually does give you, yesterday, the reason I had an alert, the reason I have these dividers on my screen is because you can see yesterday I had this divider here. And then as soon as that happens, you get new range on the day. So you went from trending down to trending up. So that is the importance of looking at the 4-hour, which is why the new course is called 134, because it's all based on timeframes. ABC 134. Sounds weird, but and that's what I will do today. Is so you can see 10 o'clock. Once 10 o'clock comes, we'll have this divider on the screen. This is a free indicator on TradingView. It's just called dividers. I just like to see where the time frames are. Sometimes I get a little bit lost in knowing where they are. So I like to just have this on. I only use literally the 4 hour just to see where they are. And if you want to use it, you're more than welcome to. I only use it on the 4 hour. Like, I don't have all of this crap on. Just helps me divide the day up. I do use the half an hour blocks as well, but I am starting to see them more easily without having to have the half an hours on there. It keeps it a little bit cleaner. Lots of range on the day. We still have 400 points of range left on the day, which is wild. Which is crazy. That's what I need. If I share with you my story, would you share your dollar with me? We just completed that negative 100 of the ATR reversal, ATR 2 times ATR down, which is a nice confluence. Remember, this 4 hour high can trade before the next half, well, for the next, I guess, 24 minutes. Use that as a target if you are potentially long. I'm sitting on hands just for now. You are 1.5 times ATRing out at the moment. And this is from that double bottom halfway back on the overnight. That, remember, that stems from yesterday's RTH ETH low. Trendline support, we are above. Trendline supports are both at around 870. So as long as we're above them, we can continue to trade the long side. And remember, as I said, the longs are, well, I know we are negative 2.8 at the moment, but you have to look at the previous day's green. So the week is still bullish. That's an easier way of looking at bias. And that's what keeps me out of trouble trying to short a day like yesterday. It's quite funny when you zoom out on the hourly time frame, you can see where we are. Here we are, each day traders trying to trade this. Look how shit this is. Sometimes it's good just to zoom out and think, oh, I'm not really too mad. I've not done much this week. It's stuff you only really see if you've been doing this a long time. But if you're new to the markets and you look at this price action here, it's like, don't be too hard on yourself if you've not had the best of weeks. Hopefully you have, but if you haven't, again, hopefully I've done as much as I can on my side to keep you out of trouble, but it's a very tricky week. Thursday and Friday, I think, will be the money makers, and that is what we'll try and do. Wait for the next 20 minutes to trade, and we'll have more magnitude on the range, more magnitude on the day. Magnitude basically just means range. I need to start trading gold. I'm about 1 year too late. No real trend just yet, guys. Try and stay out of trouble. 86% of the 4 hour range, 18 minutes left. 4 hours at 99%, 2 points left, and it will be 100% range. That'd be your range till 10 to get some water. That 23 on the daily, that lines up with the weekly high is showing 605s. Yeah, 605s a day. Look at that. This is why I'm not bothered about missing the move. We got 500 points left on, well, 450 points left on this. Beautiful. Right, we should be in true trend. I know it's extended, but no, not yet. We wait another 10 minutes and we're all good. Who's trying to short this? There's a couple YouTubers I'm just looking at and they're shorting this. I'm like, what are they doing? I don't know. I just checked. We're 1 review away from 40 reviews on Whoop. We've got 39 reviews. Is that right? No, don't short. No. Stay out. The daily's bullish. I've been saying the daily's bullish. Just stay out. How do I check the dashboard? It won't let me see my page. I need 1 more review. Can someone review the Whoop, please? And we got 40 reviews. I don't know if that's right, is it? 40 people. Yeah, we got 39 reviews. Saying we got 39 reviews, but the last time I checked it had 36 and there's no new reviews, so I don't know how that works. But either way, if someone could leave a review on the Whoop page, you'll be the 40th person, and I would be very appreciative. In fact, let's get a trade today, and then you can leave a review. Let's get a trade, and then you can leave a review. Not that I've obviously done enough anyway, but let's see what we can do. No pressure. But I am 1 review away from 40 people, which is quite cool. So we had the ATR reversal up, rebalance, and obviously that has just ripped face, which is beautiful. We've got another 10 minutes or so, then we'll start to maybe get into a trade. Remember, the weekly magnitude is where that 23 completion is. 25 583s. He had us no trend. These are really, let me just turn the music off, because this is actually, just like yesterday, this is a really good example. And I know I'm going to some people are going to be like, I don't get it, but like, trust me, you'll get it in time. Like this here, as nice as it looks, like the long has been amazing, right? If you just longed the 50 from the halfway back this morning that I spoke about on the trade plan, where did I draw that from? This here. The halfway back from yesterday, right? Never broke the 62. It's about to complete, which is beautiful, which is what we want to see for a continuation trade. You get back above yesterday's high, Friday's going to be so easy to trade. But it may seem like you missed all of this move, right? And of course, we never know what happened if this ATR down and just broke the 62? We wouldn't have obviously been where we are now. So this is a good thing for us to see, for us to trade the long side, but you don't have to have FOMO of missing this, right? I know some people are going to be like, I wish I took the long here for the 190 points. I get it, right? I get it. But this still, to me, is confirming the move. And this is what we're paying for. We're paying for we're wanting the market to show us that it's confirming what we want. The daily's bullish. That's what we want to see. The daily's bullish. Great. Now we want to see, are we getting continuation of that trend? Yes. ATR reversal, 2 times ATR out. If this completes, we know what we need to do. If you go to and through this 23, we can look for those trends to follow. And that's all we're going to do. Just follow the trend. Wait for this to establish. It's most likely going to happen now in the next 5 minutes. We'll most likely be above trend. And hopefully we can just follow that trend up. And what seems to be a missed out opportunity of, let's say, from the open, how many points is this? Call it 180 points. When we actually get the trade, even from where we are now, we still have 260 points to the ETH high. So we haven't even traded half of the range yet on the day. So let me just bring up my other indicator so we can see the actual ETH range. Let me just bring that on for you. It's on table. So we've traded, let's have a look. We've traded on the RT that has not updated just yet. 40, I don't know why that's showing 800. What is, oh, RTH, that's why. So on the ETH, because you have to have on the ETH is 48%. So we're still, and the RTH is only 43. So we're still we're still below that 50. So we've still only traded sub half of the daily range. So if you are itching right now to not be in a trade, just relax. Plenty of time left, plenty of range left. And as I always say, when you align your expectations with the daily ATR, you will not be disappointed. I'm so glad I came up with that saying because it's just so true, right? When you align your expectations with the daily ATR, you won't be disappointed. Knowing that we've traded, look at the range now, 500 points we have on the ETH. 2 weeks ago, this was 240. Do any of you remember? A couple weeks ago, the ETH range was 240 points. We've now doubled that range. So almost like you've got an extra day inside the day. So knowing we've already traded half of that is fine because we've still got half left. So hopefully that's useful because I swear by the ATRs, especially on the daily. They're huge things to follow. And that was a push right back up into previous week high. Not something I always look at, but pretty much you can see that this is a nice example of breaking above, failure to go higher, then you pretty much just back up inside that range. So kind of nice to see those levels there. Last week's high, look above, fail, drop below, back into discount, and then back above. I would still say this is very choppy, not super clean, but if it's going to be clean, true trend will show us that, right? And that's going to be the last thing I look at in terms of getting into a position. And right now there is no, see how this is just not bifurcated? That would be the wrong word, I guess. The opposite of bifurcated, singular. There isn't a trend. There's no deviation either side. There's no range. There's no shaded color. So it's just saying there isn't a trend right now. It's more just, if anything, it's just one way or the other. It's not really clear. So that's how I use that to stay out of trouble and help me have no FOMO. If this was green and there was a huge shading and I hadn't taken a trade, then there'd be some FOMO. I'd be like, wow, I missed a trade. But right now I don't feel like there's any FOMO because there isn't anything that is worth taking. And these trades, in my opinion, just like yesterday, on a long enough period of time will actually cause a lot of people to, unfortunately, in my opinion, most likely not be a successful trader because they'll take trades that probably on a long-term view won't actually work. Day by day they might, but week by week, month by month, quarter by quarter they won't. So that's what you have to be careful of. There's a, what do you call it, a cognitive bias, and I can't remember the name of it, where it's a fallacy where you see something work like a couple times and think it's going to work all the time. And that's what happens a lot in trading. Here we go. Here's a question. These are the trend lines from what I had on the screen yesterday. Which color do you prefer? Which color can you most easily see? The teal color, which is this here. Which color is better? This color, teal, blue, or the kind of gray white? Which is easier to see? Just interested to see. What do we think? Which color is easier to see? The blue teal line to the right here, or the white? See what you guys think. White. Let's try and get 3 people comment, and it'll be best of 3. I personally probably think white as well. It's just a little bit more same as sort of the candle colors, but 2. There we go. Okay, we're changing it up. There we go. Cool. So previous week high from 180s down to 140s was a 40-point drop. Apologies for the boring morning, but I'm hoping I've kept some of you out of trouble. I guarantee there's people been trying to short this move. So I'm glad we haven't. But at the same time, I know we've not taken a long, so rules are rules. And we're here for the long term, not the short term, right? Play the long game. Just to change thing. Some silly billies. Well, I'm sure someone tried to short that. Was it you, Lee? Alta 80. Alta 80. What's 80, sorry? 80 points? Did you short the high? 80 points. I don't think we went 80 points. Oh, nice. Oh, 80 points long. Nice. Where did you go long? Wall Street, KDX Wall Street. Where did you go long, sorry? The 50? 060s. 060s. Kind of here, I think. 060s. Okay. Just try to see what there was. 060s. You know when I have to go to a 1 minute. Halfway back at 35. No Seimanka new high, so I'm assuming you looked at the high to high. Like, what? 60s? Is that right? The high to high at 50, 60 maybe? I see it. I just don't always have the 1 minute time frame on. But I see high to high. There's just no clear true trend, but nice if you got 80 points. I mean, aggressive look. 50 traded and completed the negative 100 for 56 points. So it worked. I just don't have enough I have enough screens, but like I don't have enough concentration to have so many time frames up. It's such a shame, but like maybe I should just have a 1 minute time frame up somewhere, but I don't know. I just think it's good practice to always have the one. I'm not saying you use the 1 minute time frame. I'm just saying like, when I'm like, I don't have enough concentration to have that much on my screen, but you got me thinking. Okay, Callum's gonna become a 1 minute time frame trader. I've decided. But still no trend. You see how the new hour forms and we're still not actually trending either side yet. So this is just patience at its most strongest, right? You were going to see it every single day. And this is why, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back just whilst we're here, because I'm going to make this educational. Just let's think. And I think it's important because this is a really good example of my right, having everything in line. So let's just get this up. If you don't want to listen, you can get the fuck out. No, I'm joking. You can just put it on mute. But this is going over the trade, and I've got it sped up, so it's not that deep. But I'm just going to try and get it where I speak about the someone asked about an A+ trade yesterday, which is definitely a valid question. I just, because I go over it so much, I was a little bit butthurt. But I'm going to bring up the whole analysis from Monday's trade. When did we take that? The 21st, which was Tuesday's trade. Let me just listen to this back, and I'll go for you guys. Bear with me. Here we go. I got it. This is like, yeah, just about the setup yesterday. Let's just take a listen to this a second. And I'm showing you this just so you know that I do know what I'm on about. So listen to this, is what I said yesterday. I'll start it back a little bit just so you can listen to a little bit of. This is me getting into a trade, right? This is live, so I know you watched it, but anyway. People out and go up, or you'd go back to trending nowhere. So this is literally, some people expect 100 trades to win out of 100, right? And those guys or girls obviously will never ever make. But point being is, I show you this trade right now, and I'm very confident in this trade working. But guess what? I have no idea if it's going to work. But what can I do? All the odds in my favor, right? All the odds are in my favor right now. The daily's bullish. We've traded a halfway back. We're trading the Seimanka new high. We're in true trend. We've traded green diamonds. We traded the triangle. Everything is in line for this trade to come up into 344s. And what did that do? I'll add, but it looks like we're going to target. We did everything right on the trade, and we got hopefully rewarded. That's what it's all about, right? You can tell I don't dance. Like, I did everything right. And it goes, and there you go, right? It hopefully shows that we did everything right. What else can we do, right? When you have so many things aligned, you've got to have something, right? You've got to have something move. Been doing this long enough to know how this shit works. Go, champ. Let's go. Negative 100 completion. The 4 hour high, 341s. I think we go higher. We have so much range on the day, but I want to get done because yes, kick it right there. Let's put it over this because right now, here we go. This is where I rip Estalsu. So this is where my lack of patience gets the best of me. Why? You are patient. You've been patient. We've been patient all day. This is now the easy part. We're in the trade. We've done everything we can possibly do. So even if this loses, we don't care. We've done everything right. That's what you tell yourself. There is no losing in this trade. You've done everything right. And this is what you're going to have to just get over this, because even if this trade loses, I'm going to take this trade 100 times out of 100. And I more than 60% of the time I'm going to win on it. I know that. So if this trade scares you for whatever reason, you got to just take more of these trades. And it's sort of like getting punched in the face, right? the more times you get punched in the face, you're probably going to get used to it, right? If you've been in sales, you take 100 calls. The first 10 you get rejections, you feel like shit. After 100, let's pick up the phone because you don't care, right? Next. The trade loses. Next. Next. I mean, what it is, right? I mean, I'm gonna be. You guys know I love all of you, right? You know that. I'm not a mean person. I'm just not. Sometimes get frustrated because I try so hard and then it sometimes just doesn't go through. And there's a million reasons why, a myriad of reasons why. You may not always be listening, you may not always have the audio. I get it, right? I get it. But I'm here all the time, so I feel like everyone's listening all the time, but obviously not everyone is listening all the time, so I get it. So I get a little bit hurt sometimes when I hear comments that I'm like, yeah, a little bit like, come on, man, you should know this answer. But, you know, we're all different. We're all at different parts of our journey. I hate that word journey, but it is true. We are at all different parts. So everyone is coming from it. And I always say, ask a question, even if it's stupid. So I sometimes sound contradictory in what I say in terms of I'm annoyed at a question, but it's not that I'm annoyed. It's more just that I'm always annoyed at myself for not being clear enough for you to ask the question, if that makes sense. I kind of to heart sometimes. I'm like, well, fuck, am I not doing my job properly if people are asking that question? But I get it, you know. But anyway, that was the reason I show that clip, is just to show you that one, I know how to trade, but I'm also aware that I can't just show one trade and say I know how to trade, right? I show you that was just because I had 7 confluences or 6 confluences in my favor. That's why I showed the clip. That's what I wanted to show, the point of why I took that trade into. Oh, sorry. I wanted to show the reason of taking that trade, and that's why. So hopefully it was for a reason in terms of why I took it. And again, there was, I think, 6 confluences on that. So I'm not surprised it worked, right? I'm not surprised. I to some degree shouldn't really be surprised. And I say I have a 60% win rate, but really I might even have an 80% win rate in the next year or so, because if I'm actually taking less trades and I'm more, you know, deeper accuracy on the trades, who knows, I might actually have a higher win rate soon. So this is all kind of new stuff that I'm implementing, but it's stuff that's been in the works for a long time. I've just not really had the tools or methodology in terms of knowing how to implement it. But it's been in the back of my mind for a while, and I've just only recently been able to put everything together because it takes a long time. And not to go short because the market just experienced an extreme strong V-shaped reversal and upward break. That sounds like you are chat not suitable to go long because we did not see the expected strong reliable buying confirmation signal at the aggressive support zone FVG. What is going on right now? Is this has ChatGTP just joined the chat? I don't use FVGs. I don't even know what an FVG is. Oh, fair value gap. I think fair value gap. I think, but I don't know. But you've complicated it a little bit too much for yourself, but it's okay. I don't know. But it is valid to go long. You are valid, structurally valid to go long, but you have to wait for a deeper confirmation. You can't just use one thing like for a V-shaped reversal and upward breakout. The day is bullish. The day remains bullish for the past 3 days. This can change at any point in terms of today's. So far, the prior days have been bullish. So that is a check mark. But really, I pay attention to what the daily is because it a good portion of what I want to do on the day. I don't really want to go against the daily if I can help it. But really, there's other confluences. So yes, if the daily's bullish, that's fine. But then we have to have other confluences that are in our favor. And we don't have that just yet. So it's pointless doing anything right now. If you have any other questions that will help me help you, then ask them. I don't know if I'm helping you or not at the moment. But yeah, if there's any questions, always ask me. If you want me to explain things deeper, that's fine. But if there's a trade to be had, best believe I will give you that trade. I want to trade, right? I do want to trade, but I can't just take a trade for the hell of it. So many people get caught up in just there's a famous quote like 90% of what the percent, 90% of the trading action is random, right? And if that's the case, then that kind of means 90% of your day should be spent waiting, right? Think about that. If 90% of price action is random, 90% of your day should be spent waiting. And really should only participate for about 10% of the day. Well, if we have 6.5 hours in the day, what's 10% of that, right? 6.5 hours is in what, in minutes? Someone do the math. 6.5 times 60, 390 minutes divided by 10 is 39 minutes. So that's like half an hour. Can you wait 6.5 hours to trade half an hour? I guarantee you, if you do, you will find a setup in a half an hour period. It's just about waiting for that half an hour period. But best believe you aren't going to get valuable setup 6.5 hours throughout the day, right? There'll be a very small portion of those minutes throughout the day that actually are tradable, in my opinion. And trust me, when they're there, I will fully, as long as I'm here, I will act on them, but I'm not just going to act on randomness. Remember, there's a book by Nisal, I can never say his name, Nisal Taleb, Fooled by Randomness. If you haven't read it, please read it. I don't know if I have it in here. I have it somewhere. Fooled by Randomness. It's a very good book, and the actual guy is a trader. He's a trader really, but he's more of a philosopher, but stroke philosopher. Very good book to read. Yes, Miller, I've seen the high tide from here. I just don't take it without confirmation of the true trend just yet. Yeah, you're not really doing too much just yet. No man's land until we clear. High to high in play. It's just not confirmed, fortunately. It would be confirmed if we were in a true trend. Not right now. This is more just, complete, but there's just no confirmation for it just yet. So I would rather just wait. Again, I don't mind missing trades. I really do not mind missing trades. I would rather take the better trades, and I know what they look like. So for me, I'd rather just wait. But you have traded the hourly low at 91s, and you are up about 60 points from the hourly low on the 5-minute time frame. Again, I don't mind missing the trade because I'll be able to take a trade once we actually start trending. But this is more just trying to find its feet. So an example to show you live, once we actually have an example, I'll be able to show you. But nothing just yet. Give me a trend, man. Come on. So boring. Is everyone else thinking what I'm thinking? Brian, you're sounding like a robot. Oh, well, you got a green diamond. Just need to wait for the true trend. So that's good to see. We're just in a trend, but yet. So once we get into a trend, not yet. We moved, but not right now. We've got to wait just a little bit longer. And we have a trend. But right now, there's no edge either side, for me anyway. I'm so ready. I'm biased, so I just don't have an entry yet. My guns are loaded. Lock and loaded. You can trade it if you want to trade it, but I'm just being more conservative because going to take a trade once we actually start trending, because again, I said it all week, I've got low expectations all week. Maybe if it was in a different week, but right now I'm just trying to, week for me. My expectations are so low, so I'm just not, even if I miss a couple of trades here and there, I'm not bothered. I'd rather keep my accounts than take shitty trades. And I know Miller said the high to high, which I think you're referring to this down here, but about this is like, ideally this, if you were going to hold this same Anchor high here, I would have preferred the full traditional. Just this broke 62 and closed. It's tricky because it didn't really close below, but it's just not the best. It's just not the best. It's just not the best. And it's simply put, it's just not the best. So for it to be a valid high to high, I would rather us complete the 25,200s because that is a valid draw, meaning it never broke or touched the 62. So that is more a valid draw. Trades to 23, brilliant. Then we can get into a trade. And if that does happen and you then get into true trend, I believe that trade will be way better than trying to trade this here. Just my own personal thought. Or at least it will be an easier trade, because this isn't an easy trade. If you got long right at the low 84s and sold at 185s, yeah, that was an easy trade. But if you're still in this, it's just not a super easy trade for me. So yeah, and it's annoying, but I will continue to be patient. It's literally only an hour. We've only actually been open an hour, so it's not like it's that deep. We could wait till 11 o'clock and then we could start trending. So let the first 10 to 11 trend, and then true trend I think will start. But right now there's nothing going on. And whilst I wait, I'm going to get up some Tom Dainty famous so we can go through them. Oh, well, this is a good one, right? Sit on hands when you don't see edge. Don't force setups. Patience. Step up when you see edge. No fear, no hesitation. Follow your process. Expect nothing. Expectations create emotions. Trade the market, not your P&L. Always seek improvement. So many good threads on here. So many. This is a good to dig through. Yeah, you got green diamonds, you just don't have true trend just yet. So that's like the last thing I would look at, and it's not there yet. So there's nothing for me. You want to see this. This is when we'll trend. This is when we trend. This is trend, but it's not that sexy. This is when we trend. And that's just not it's not showing me enough data further back. But you get the idea. We aren't trending. 260 points left for ETH high. Plenty of range left. Yeah, 204s is at 23 completion, which is what I'm looking at. That is the only play that's in play, but we just aren't, in my opinion, trending just yet. So if it's going to play, we're going to probably complete that full negative 100, which is what I will trade. Miller, I don't class the... are you referring to the high to high from here, from 9 o'clock? Because I'm not classing this as a bad draw because it broke the 62 and the 79. So for me to class that as a valid high to high, the only high to high in here would be this one that we're currently in. So this has to hold. Yeah, I don't personally class that as a valid high to high, just simply put it, because the masterclass teaching is you want to touching the 62 and closing at or below it is a valid draw. Doesn't mean it can't still complete. It just means for me it's not a valid draw. It's not something I would give lots of confidence to. So the fact this was a 79% fade long, I know it did a Seimankandu high and like this magnitude to the 4-hour high. What about if it doesn't do that the other 80 out of 100 times? That's the thing, right? Or 70 out of 100 times. That's the only thing. But for this occasion, yes, this right. Did it work because of the high to high? Or did it work because of loads of other factors? Who knows? But if you made money on the 50 selling into these highs, then you made money. So who cares? But for me, I didn't take it. We're not trending. There isn't a clear trend for me. So again, I will stay out of trouble and only get into swing when let's say this completes the 23. If it's going to be a technical draw, this is going to complete the 23, which means we're going to most likely go to the negative 100. So if it's going to be technical, we will see that. And I will be able to get at least probably 250 points of range, even from this area here. I just hope it happens soon because I need to leave I need to leave at my time, which is an hour and 10 minutes away. So in the next half an hour or so, I will be spending some time just to get ready and whatnot, just to change some clothes. But I don't see this as a valid trend or a trade. So I think anyone that, just like yesterday, all of this here initially off the open was just, you were lucky that the short worked, in my opinion. Continuations on the afternoon, maybe slightly more valid, but again, BX was green on the prior day. Today, BX is green from yesterday and the prior day. Halfway back has howled. This is the only technical draw in my opinion. But if you don't complete the 23, you could come all the way back into a halfway. Remember, that halfway back brings you into the trendline support. So this to me is smart buy zone. I don't know if we get here, but I also don't care because, as I say, I don't know if we're going to get there. But if we do, I buy it. But I just buy at the highs. I think that's just obviously not long-term worth doing. But smart buy zone for me would be the full halfway back here. And I would wait till we start trending. And once we start turning green like this is where the easy money is, right? This is where the easy money is. Wait for the exhaustion. Wait for the true trend. Wait for reversal. Wait for the trend bar up. And it'll be so much easier. So thank you, Lucian. See a load of love hearts. Are you liking my patience today? Why can I just see loads of emotions coming through from everyone? Stop it. You're all so kind. Well, I mean, I don't have any idea what the market's going to do. All you can do is have a calculated bet speak. And this will just be very telling. Again, I have no idea if this is going to complete that 23 as at 204s, which is the extension that we're currently in. It would just be so clean if this fails here, just because then I can say to you, oh, look, there was no true trend. Just a coincidence, right? Or is it coincidence? Or is it, oh, I actually may have a system that works. But either way, I mean, you did take that halfway on the open. You've most likely secured like 50 at least, right? It's just not, again, it's just not you guys know, I like to try to go for, I like to at least have like 100 to 200 points of range to then even if I only get 60%, I'm still getting like 120 points of that range. You know what's going to happen on the open. I mean, that move was made on the first half an hour, literally from the open. So you did 180 points in the first half an hour, but then the next hour, you've actually not really done anything. You traded above that high by about 18 points, right? So right now we are still just in that range. So we'll just have to see what they do. But I imagine at 11 o'clock, which is in the next 5 minutes, we'll have a new hourly range. Right now, the hourly low was taken here at 91s. And then the hourly high was here at 169. So you see how hard it is for them to push above the hourly high. And we've got another hour starting in 4 minutes. So there's nothing saying within the next 4 minutes they can't, because you have to remember each hour we have new magnitude. Each hour you can see we've traded 114 points out of 85. And if they did trade that 23, we would get very close to negative, very close to 1.5 ATR. And if you actually look on the hourly time frame, it's very hard to get an ATR reversal, then another ATR up. Like, nothing's in trading. So, like, I'm not surprised if it drops from here because, one, again, multiple confluences. All of my indicators are all aligned with each other. So, like, if the ATR range is high, most likely means there's no trend. So hopefully you kind of see how these are all. And also, there's no trend momentum at 9 o'clock. But on the RTH, we've had no trend momentum up. We've had one green diamond. But if this low gets taken at 86s, then that invalidates that green diamond. And then you've got really nothing. You've got no trend, no green diamonds, and no triangle momentums. So we will see. Again, I don't for sure, but there's not much for me to do. So I'm just waiting for the next 3 minutes. And within that time, we will have another hour that opens, which means we'll have another 85 points of range. And we can predict where those ranges are going to be from where we open. So if we just have a look, for example, where are we? You know, where we open, we're going to have 85 points of range, which will most likely take us up to around 228 to the upside, or 85 points to the downside, which takes us basically to the full session midpoint of the day. Right. So that's what it's looking at. I've just had some Amazon parcels being delivered, so I'm going to take the camera off for a second, and it's been delivered. Guys, so I'm long here. I'm also going to leave this order down here as well at 42s because I don't mind being long on both trades. This is obviously an aggressive long, but it just turned true trend, so this should hold. And if it doesn't, I would rather have the pullback down here, so it's a win regardless. But I think both trades work as long as they trade. Obviously, this one's already trading, but if this 42s trades, it most likely holds. But also, in fact, I do like this. So I'm going to add into that one with just 10. Ideally, I get this one down here, so I will put the same amount, 10 on there as well, just so you can see. So 10 long at current price, and then 10 will be long down there at 1, just so you can see that, like that. I'm just in the middle of getting ready at the same time as trying to do this trade, so bear with me, guys. 10, sorry, give me a second. Trying to adjust this. I'm currently topless, so I can't be on the camera. 105. Can you see my... I think the best way not to open NQ at all on Trader. I'm not too sure what you mean. Sell stop 105. My risk to reward is shite, but it's because I'm going to try to get out of this trade fairly quickly so I can actually leave so I can go get some food. I'm going to continue getting ready upstairs. I'll be back in a second. Champ, let's go. I got ready in 5 minutes. Come on. Oh, what am I doing? I'm already down. There we go. Fresh for the meal. Ready in 5 minutes. Come on. Give me that 95s. You see how we started the true trend? We started the true trend and we got that halfway back. It would be nice if we got at least 1 ATR. In fact, we did. I'm going to take half off. I just took half off. So you can see. I just took half off because I just realized I've literally just got downstairs. We have already traded 1 times ATR, so it makes sense to take some off. This could go either way, but if we're going to complete it, it will now be that 204s. So 204s, 205s. I need to wash my hands. I've got all powder on me. Do you take all your trades on Take Profit Trader? No, it doesn't really matter what firm I'm using. Use whichever firm you prefer. I need to go wash my hands. I don't know if it's weather for shorts, but no, I know. Oh, there we go, guys. Come on. Let's get that 204s. Oh, it's too easy. Stop it. Let's go, champ. When I trade, there's a reason. When I trade, there's a reason. So what did I do? I had 2 entries, right? I went long at... This is just so funny. I went long on the aggressive thinking I was going to miss it. And then no, the market always gives you that entry. And the entry was pretty much perfect. My second entry was the halfway back after the green diamond. You just traded a second green diamond. We probably rallied from here, but I would rather just get done because I'm about to go out for some food. So hopefully you all had a good trade there if you took along this morning or even with that trade there. And if you didn't, hopefully you managed to get something for a day anyway. But I am going to head out just because I'm going out for some food with Danny. And I will be back tomorrow for Friday. So Have a good rest of the day, guys. I will see you all tomorrow.